Something dramatic is happening inside the Brazil national team. Something that could change the future of one of football's most iconic stars. For over a decade, Neymar Jr. has been the face of Brazilian football, the magician, the showman, the hope of a nation. But now, as the 2026 World Cup approaches, the question is louder than ever. Will Neymar ever wear the Brazil jersey again? Or has his time with the Seleção quietly come to an end? Carlo Ancelotti, one of the most respected and successful managers in world football, has taken charge of Brazil with one clear message. The doors of the national team are open for Neymar, but only if he proves he deserves it. And with just 6 months left before Brazil finalizes its World Cup squad, Neymar's window is closing fast. From the very moment Carlo Ancelotti accepted the responsibility of leading Brazil, he delivered a powerful and emotional statement. He made it clear that Neymar would not be excluded because of his past injuries, his age, or his critics. Instead, he said something that gave millions of fans hope. The door is always open for Neymar. But the reality is much harsher than the statement sounds. Even though the 33-year-old superstar has returned to Santos and is slowly rebuilding his rhythm, Ancelotti has not included him in a single Brazil squad so far. Why? Because Ancelotti wants one thing: a fully fit, fully sharp Neymar. And until that happens, the Italian coach is not willing to take any chances. As the World Cup gets closer, with Brazil set to travel to the United States, Mexico, and Canada, Neymar's chances of returning to the national team are getting more uncertain. The biggest question fans are asking is simple. Will Neymar make it to the 2026 World Cup, or is this the end of an era? Neymar's future, still alive but fading. Ancelotti has confirmed that Neymar is not ruled out. He is still in the list of possible players for the World Cup squad. But the key word here is possible, not guaranteed. The coach has given Neymar a very clear deadline. 6 months to show consistent fitness. 6 months to prove he can perform at the highest level. 6 months to regain match rhythm. 6 months to demonstrate he can trust his body again. In short, Neymar has half a year to fight for what might be his final World Cup. Ancelotti said, Neymar is in the list of players who could go to the World Cup. He still has 6 months to make the final list. But he immediately followed with a warning, a message that shocked many fans across Brazil. Performance will decide everything, not name or past glory. Ancelotti made it extremely clear. Neymar will not be selected because of his reputation, his fame, or his legacy. He will only be selected based on what he does on the pitch in the upcoming months. There is absolutely no doubt about Neymar's talent. Even at 33, he remains one of the most gifted players in the world, a player who can change a match with a single touch. But the real concern is his physical condition. Over the last year, Neymar has suffered a series of injuries: ankle issues, ligament damage, muscle problems, followed by months of absence and lack of consistent game time. These problems have broken his rhythm and affected his confidence. Even now, despite recovering, he is far from his peak sharpness. Ancelotti even stated, Neymar has recovered, but he must show performance. This is not a casual comment. This is a warning. Brazil will no longer choose players purely because of who they are. Brazil will only take players who are playing regularly, performing consistently, and physically reliable. If Neymar wants to play his 4th World Cup, he must prove himself all over again, just like a young footballer fighting for his first call-up. The Brazil national team is going through one of its biggest rebuilds in recent years. After several disappointing results and inconsistent performances, Ancelotti is determined to reshape the team with a new identity, a more disciplined, balanced, competitive squad. His goal is simple: choose the best 26 players to bring Brazil back to the top of world football. And in this rebuilding process, Neymar stands at a crossroads. Brazil is now filled with newer names, younger players, fresh energy, and rising stars who are hungry for the World Cup stage. Players like Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, Rafinha, Endrick, Martinelli, Savinho, and more are becoming the center of Brazil's attack. This doesn't mean Neymar is unwanted, but it does mean he must prove he can still add something the team needs. The tactical shift, A real number 9 is coming. One of the most important things Ancelotti revealed is that he is actively searching for a true number 9, a classic striker. For years, Brazil has struggled in that position. Without a traditional center forward, Neymar often had to take extra responsibility in attack, creating and finishing at the same time. But now, the system might change completely. A new striker could shift the entire structure of Brazil's attack, which would directly affect Neymar's role if he returns. He may no longer have full freedom like before. His tasks, positioning, and responsibilities could be different. This tactical shift means Neymar must adapt, or he might be left behind. The 4 conditions for Neymar's return. Ancelotti's message to Neymar is crystal clear. If he wants to go to the 2026 World Cup, he must meet 4 conditions. Keycap 1. Stay fully fit. No injuries, no long breaks. He must show his body can handle a full season. Keycap 2. Play regularly. He must have consistent minutes, not just training sessions, but full matches. Keycap 3. Make an impact. He must influence games, goals, assists, creativity, leadership. Keycap 4. Maintain high physical level. He must show speed, stamina, sharpness, everything needed for top-level competition. If Neymar fulfills these conditions, he can return to the Brazil national team. If not, Brazil will move forward without him. The final verdict is simple. Neymar still has a chance, but the clock is ticking. This is not just about talent anymore. It's about discipline, fitness, and proving, once again, that he is worthy of wearing the yellow jersey on football's biggest stage. The next 6 months will decide everything. Either Neymar returns as a hero for his 4th World Cup, or Carlo Ancelotti's Brazil begins a new era without him.